Welcome to part 2 of the helicopter game tutorial, and where we've got to so far is that we've got a helicopter that's got some spinning rotors which we've animated, and we can go up and down and left and right. We've got the helicopter to actually start in a particular position. So let's talk about what we're going to do in this video. So in this video we're going to sort the backdrops out, the actual stage, which is like the background, and we're going to make sure that the game can start to play properly. Okay, and I can explain that. So first of all, we can go and change the background. So let's go to the stage, okay, and go to backdrops, and what I want you to do is do something really simple. I don't want you to take time in designing really groovy backgrounds. It's just got to be really simple. Do you remember the sort of block out phase? So I'm going to do some land. I'm going to make it's in black, okay, and I'm going to make two buildings. I'm going to make a little building here. He says if you get them right. There we go. Two buildings. One like that, and one like that. Let's drag that down a bit. Okay, so you've got two very, very simple buildings, okay, and I don't want it to be any more complicated than that. You can see already on here this is showing on the main sort of view here. Okay, so if we want to go and edit this at any time, okay, we go back to here, go to backdrops, and then go to the actual backdrops, and then play around here. Okay, so we've got our skyline, okay, and what I'd like to do is we've got a little bit of a problem that if we can go off the screen and disappear, and I don't want that to happen. Okay, so what we can do here is say if it hits the edge, bounce off it. So what we need to do, because it's related to the helicopter sprite, if we go here into scripts, we need to add something in here, okay, and it's a motion thing. It's down here. It says if on edge, bounce, and we can add those. We go right, we bounce. If we go left, we bounce, okay, and if we go up, we bounce. Try it. Okay, yeah, that seems to work. That seems to work. Going up, that seems to work. Just makes the helicopter stay actually on the screen and not disappear. Okay. Also, you might find when you go to the right, it does flip over, and I'll show you what I mean. If you press this eye here, this little eye, if you go back, this eye here, you get some more features. Okay, where you can rename it and do something. As you see here, it's got three settings. That's like a rotate, back and forward, or just stay. And we've got it on like this at the moment. Hit that, it does that. But watch what happens if I do, whoops, if I do that. It goes a bit wonky. Okay, it just sort of like flips over. What we want it to do actually is when it hits the edges, flick back the other way. Do you see what I mean? See what it can do there? So that's that little control there. So you get to it by going there, there, and then just click on that. Okay, that's sort of quite a new feature actually, so that's quite good. So it won't go off the page, and if it does hit the edge, it just flicks back the other way, which is quite neat, isn't it? Okay, the next thing is that what we want to do is make sure that when we hit the building, we don't go through it, because you can't go through buildings. Okay, so we're going to put a bit of code in here to allow us to not go through the buildings. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to go to control, and this is a loop, and it's an if statement. If something is touched, then do something else. Okay, so we're going to just pop that in there. So when the left arrow is pressed, change that. But if we want a sense command, if it's touching the colour, okay, let's pop that in there. Okay, touching the colour, and you need to then go and sample it, black. Okay, then do what? Okay, and the actual command is different from going. So for the left it's minus, but actually if we want it to touch, we go plus X. I'll just show you what that means, so let's show what it looks like. Okay, so let's pop that in there. So let's go left. So we're going to try this block of code out here. So watch what happens. Okay, if I go left, can you see what happens? It won't go through. Now I haven't put the code on the other one, it still goes through, but if I can't go through there. So I go through here, go down to the bottom, okay, and I can't go that way. It's blocking, it's like cancelling out that. So it's saying if it's touching them, colour black, then do this. Now, to help us, we need to add this code block to each one of these. Okay, so just drag this down, make it a bit easier. So we can code each movement. So let's just duplicate that. So let's go to the right arrow, pop that on. And actually it's the opposite of that, it's minus 10, not 10. Okay, so that's that one. Try it. Okay, so let's just stop the code, run it. Yep, that won't go through, it won't go left, and it won't go right. So it stops us. Just make sure everything else works. Yeah, that's fine. We want to do the same here. So if we go duplicate, pop that on there. Now it's not X, is it? Because it's when we're going down and up, it's Y. So change the Y. Now, so minus goes up, but we want to cancel it out. So let's try that. Well, there's no actual black there, but we might put black in. Okay, oh, the down arrow, sorry, yeah, that works. There we go. Sorry, I was talking about the up one. The down one works, and we'll do the same. Duplicate that, pop that on there, and that's 10, so it's minus. It's just cancelling out that movement so we don't go through walls or anything like that, so it's not too unrealistic. So what we've done is we have created a backdrop. Okay, here we have gone into the helicopter sprite, and we've added some code here that bounces if on the edge. What we've also done is added an if statement in there, so if it's touching that black colour, do something else, cancel out the movement, okay, which we've tested. We've also made sure that on the information part we put this little button here so it doesn't flip upside down when we hit the sides. Okay, so I hope that's been useful. That's part 2. I hope that works for you, and see you in part 3.